Welcome to Shooting the Shit with Rhonda and T. Tonight we are reviewing The Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 14, episode 10. But before we start, Rhonda, tell her what to do.
Smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel.
He'll be back. He'll be back. He's just busy right now.
And I got permission.
So Kenya and Candy and the kids are at the little bounce house with Brooklyn and Blaze.
They need to do pictures of Candy and Kenya and Brooklyn and Blaze.
Blaze something else. She be side-eyeing everything and everyone. Okay.
It's like a teeny tiny Candy. It's crazy.
Yeah. She's like Candy, but Mama Joyce attitude walking around there.
Candy's baby pictures.
She probably look just like
that. They gotta look exactly like that.
Yeah. So can you talk about her issues with Kenya Moore hair care and finding suppliers in US? Okay, side note for everyone out here mass producing. It may be worth paying the little extra dollars to get your suppliers from over here, especially COVID ain't over. Okay, COVID ain't over. And we got monkeypox. We don't know what's coming next.
Remember back in the day when you and I were kids and there were factories in towns and people were making money? Like, wouldn't it be nice if here in this great America that y'all like to talk about so much, we had some factories where you could manufacture things right here, and then this type of thing wouldn't happen.
That's what happened to GM. That's why Flint broke right now. That's why we walk around here broke.
I would say the entire Midwest up there where every other kind of thing was manufactured. I mean, there wouldn't probably
especially over here, because this was GM was what was fueling Flint. Okay, it made Flint go, and they didn't put their money and nothing else outside of GM. And when GM started sending everything overseas, there went the city.
It was hurting, yeah.
It was the little richest city, small city in the US, and it's ridiculous now. You know, but I'm telling y'all, if you could find something, it's gonna cost more, but it might pay off in the long run. But it's gonna cost more because it is cheaper to get your stuff from overseas. But like I said, now with the COVID, with monkeypox, whatever they come up with next week, it might be worth it.
I don't know that it's necessarily any cheaper, because what kind of quality are you getting? Like, you know, sometimes it's worth it to go ahead and spend a little more to get the quality you want.
It's her hair care products though, right?
Yeah, but that should be manufactured. I don't think it's the product, it's the
bottles.
Yeah. And I've looked into that kind of thing, and it's like never any of the packaging that you want, it's never in stock. It's always, you know,
on Alibaba and all of that.
No, I've never even looked at Alibaba. There's only, and then the other, like the ones that do have stock, you have to be a big enough company to order massive amounts of, you know what I'm saying? Of packaging. You can't just be like, I'll take 100 of those. It's not that. You got to go way
on Alibaba.
Huh?
You can if you go on there. They let you get that much for a little bit of nothing.
But I'm just saying, as you grow, though, you can't.
Well, that end up being the issue.
Yeah, and so like I'm saying, I don't know Alibaba, but if it's that easy, like if you aren't trying to be a certain standard, you want quality. It ain't, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what's that thing?
Well, you know, what's the other one? But that's where Candy and all of them been getting their clothes and stuff from. That's what you got, and the quality suck.
Right.
Even with the stuff with Candy, them her stuff, that quality sucks. Rashida and them, their quality suck. They put all them big old price tags on there, but the quality suck.
Like if I'm gonna do that, then I'm for real just gonna go to Forever 21 and pay $20 for it. And wash
everybody going to this shine and all that. That quality suck.
It's not even, well, you don't know what you're getting.
Exactly. You be rolling the dice, like what it's gonna look like when it comes.
Right.
So now Walmart and CVS want her product, but she don't even have enough to supply Sally, who is her current, producer.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks. Like you got it and
You got it and can't get it.
Oh my God, that sucks.
So Candy is like, well, tell me what do you need? Let me help you. What do you need?
But I feel
And
like she's just learning though that she's at the point where she has to grow her team. I
yeah.
think a lot of her problem could have been alleviated had she had somebody that was on top of that particular thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, she say her problem is packaging components, but she did explain she hired a COO. And then Candy talk about, most minority owned business have they issues when they trying to scale up. That's why I appreciate Stormy from Love and Marriage Huntsville, because she talk about that, she break that down, and she explained the pitfalls of growing your business and what she had to go through, and she explained.
Right, and I feel like Kenya is just now getting to that point.
Yeah, she is. She is, because she's just
a lot of people are on a level where you have a room in your house that's full of boxes and you be packaging that shit to yourself. But as you grow, obviously you can't keep doing that. You have to figure out what step.
And like Stormy said, she went from that overnight and she didn't have a clue.
Right.
So she do break it down. So I appreciate people like Stormy. Stormy out here looking
another
out
person that we ain't getting enough of because they trying to make up bullshit. But okay.
No.
But this conversation with Candy and Kenya was probably one of my favorite parts of, not to mention having Blaze and Brooklyn running around there being miniature versions of their mama.
Right. Because we want to know how y'all, we see, it's nice to see the money and everything, but y'all show us how you got that money, enlighten us. You know what I'm saying? Some people out here trying to get it too,
Right.
So Candy bring up her talk with Marlo in the bathroom over Sheree house and how she told her nephews to get the fuck out. Okay. Candy like, look, when Riley was young, I had her, and then I had to take in my cousin Melvin, which we see Melvin when he was around 11 years old. And she said, I can't imagine telling him to get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? And Kenya was like, she added more trauma to their lives.
Listen, I mean, he's my child, but I have an adult child that I wasn't gonna tell to get the fuck out.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I mean, I feel like unless your kids and Marlo, you took them in, so there's no other way to look at them because where they're gonna go. Unless your kids are doing something to cause harm, you know what I'm saying? There's things like you should never kick them while they're down. Yeah. Now, if it's just as simple, you're being lazy and won't get the fuck up off your ass, then in 90 days, you better have something figured out. Like you figure out something, but I hate this whole conversation about Marlo and these kids because they don't belong with her.
No.
She should be somewhere that they go every few weeks and spend the night over.
And go out and buy them clothes and then
go shopping and
Mm-hmm. So after they get home, Candy calls Marlo to tell her that Kenya's not coming because she says she want to do her part and keep open communication between her and Marlo. That's what she said on her side she want to do. Marlo act like she not bothered, but we see later on she's truly bothered that Kenya is not coming.
She's not bothered. She's obsessed.
So
it's creepy. Like, does she have strands of Kenya's hair in an envelope somewhere in her house?
Probably. She probably want to be Kenya. So we meet Marlo's sister Crystal, who has the kids, who she dropped the kids off on. She came over to the house. We get to see what Marlo really will look out without all the makeup and surgery and fillers and all of that. Okay. This is probably what she would really look like.
Is this her younger sister?
This is her younger sister.
Who looks wore the fuck out, and you sent the kids over there.
Yep. And she shows her sister the boys' room, and it was junky. And then you can see where one of them punched the hole in the wall. But that just means, Marlo, if this room got to this point where it's this junky, then you don't go and check on them.
They don't have rules.
No, no.
Why was she taking them to the laundromat in the first place? Like, why?
That's what we said last week. You ain't tell me you ain't gotta wash and dry in the house. Or you them expensive clothes you buy, you ain't taking them out to get dry clean. You know? Her sister was like, look, they need more structure. She said, you be on them about schoolwork, but you don't follow up when it comes to cleaning, you know. They can tell you whatever. You tell them something, but you ain't checking back on them. I bet you they room on a whole nother floor. She probably don't even go over there. And probably the one time she went over there and seen that room looking like that, that's when she
talked about this before. If I let a day go by or 2 days go by and don't go in my daughter's room, and if I knock on the door, she treats it like it's a freaking secret password where you can't allow to get past the crack. And
Right.
you know, because I'd be like, open the door, let me see, you know.
They ain't even try to hide the little hole they put in the wall because they know she ain't coming up there to check. She wasn't coming up there. She wasn't going to that room.
And not only that, she said he punched the wall because he was mad at her. Maybe, but I feel like there's 2 boys in there. Tony could karate kick his way into a coma when he was that age by his damn self. He didn't need nobody.
Absolutely.
So
they be in there doing.
He was in there Mortal Kombat my wall,
Yep.
and then.
Yep, I got Thor hammers and all kind of stuff we going through. You know, it ain't no telling.
I'm just saying.
So now she talking about shutting their phones off. And then they had this conversation talking about when they were young, they had flip phones and all that. Look here. A phone is a necessity now. It ain't like how it was when we was growing up, where we didn't need a phone, when you had your house phone and all of that. Now you finna further.
Then.
Yeah. That would be a punishment. Well, she said she's gonna shut it off. You know what I'm saying? Like you further adding to insult. You know what I'm saying? It's messed up.
No, you get them a flip phone and be like, hey, you need to call me.
Yeah.
But you don't get to have the luxurious iPhone over here till you learn how to act. Those are things that, you know, those are negotiable tools that you get what you want, you know, because they're not going to want the flip phone.
Well, she said she know they're going to be safe with Crystal because Crystal already have kids and she just need a 30-day break.
That's the biggest crock of shit. That's why I can't stand her.
And her sister tell her she shouldn't let them hear when she be talking about she need a break and she tired of them. She was like, they got feelings too, so they don't need to be hearing that.
I'm so glad she said that because I felt exactly like that's what was going on over there. Making them feel like the same way you felt, unwanted and, you know.
Absolutely. So Sheree, we getting ready to go on this trip. She done showed up on the trip with a boot on her foot because she done broke her pinky toe trying on shoes and shit. I'm
so confused by that story. But okay, girl.
She said that one toe went this way.
Trying to get your foot in that boot, like
it was one of them little skinny, narrow, and she got that big wide Flintstone foot. And she tried to put that in, and that one toe got hung up like that.
How do you break your toe?
It got hung up. That one toe got hung up. The pinky.
Said it like so, like you know how that always happens. I can't even picture how it would happen.
You don't put on them little skinny shoes with your foot. You know what I'm saying?
I do have skinny shoes, but I sit down though when I'm putting them on because what the hell she was doing.
Child, them two gonna ride to the cabin together, okay? And she tells Sheree Kenya's not coming, and she don't understand why 2 Black sisters just can't get along. Miss me with that, Marlo. Don't start that. Don't do that.
I can't think of anything besides how KP and them be over there doing women that makes me more mad when they be trying to pull that Black sister shit. Like,
yeah.
Don't bring that into this nonsense that you got going on. Cause
no. That ain't got nothing to do with it. Now, you the one that's gonna want to attack. Remember that when you open your mouth the next time.
Every time.
Meanwhile, Candy ran to the cabin with Mayetta and Drew. So Marlo has these luxury cars to pick them up. So she's saying Candy a car with some old LG wings in it, but the chick that drive the car like, you can't eat in here. So they was like, okay, I'm gonna get out. And they had to go in the house and eat their food. Like she said, is they really supposed to smell the wings all the way? How long was they supposed to be driving?
Right. No, I would have went in the house to eat too.
Yeah.
I could buy these damn cars. So
I guess Marlo car didn't go by the same rules because they was up in there smashing. So okay. Candy is saying, can you say she ain't coming, but she coming. She just like to make an interest when she come, child. So they called each other. They finally, everybody, huh?
She probably didn't want to come, but she was like, thing one, I'm going to get my check. And thing two, it's going to piss her off. So,
yeah. Well, they're both riding up there and they call each other.
I would have my car too, though. I wouldn't have let Marlo be responsible for nothing and none of my shit. So she couldn't say she had anything to do with anything.
She still has shit to say.
She tried it.
Well,
I bet you don't go nowhere.
Well, Candy asked, is what's the name? Fatum?
Yeah.
Fatum is coming. Marlo says she can't make it. So Drew say she thinks
they mother asked to come because she be over here pulling backdrop checks on folks.
Well, Drew said she just feel like they lying and they being messy for no reason and she ain't bothered. They was like, girl, your ass bothered. You bothered because she coming for that ass. She told you she was gonna come back. So y'all know when she come back, she gonna have more info.
Why is she coming for Drew so hard though? I don't even like Drew, but that's weird.
I think she wouldn't have a Drew when it came for her. Drew came for her first.
She did not come for her first. She told Drew her husband was gay.
No, she didn't. She told Drew what the dude was saying.
It don't matter. I don't know you. She did that at the moment. Like I don't know you. What are you talking about? Shut the fuck up.
She was Drew came for that woman first. Cause she was trying to get her along with everybody else at the table to understand this is what he told her. And then they got into it. But it all started with Drew trying to defend that guy.
I don't know you. As much as I hate to say it, I'm gonna be team Drew. Lady, I don't know you. You say, what about my husband being gay? Shut the fuck up. That's how I would have felt.
And I ain't gonna never be team Drew because Drew is stupid. And well, so I want her to come with more info on that ass because she a scammer. And her and her husband scamming and they out here lying and y'all need to go and tell the truth.
What are weird friends doing background checks on people?
Now, I mean, that's weird, but give it to them. Somebody got to do it. Give it to them. Because they out here scheming and lying and taking the people money.
Whose money is they taking?
Them dropping with Drew got people thinking they really out here dropping.
That's on you. Because if you seen that picture that she put up there, you still wanted to drop it with Drew. Then
they probably ain't even got no real picture. I mean, on that site, she probably photoshopped the whole little thing.
It's that lady thing. She the one that's doing the drop it. She just put Drew's name on there.
Drew full of shit. So where we at?
Batum not coming.
They talk about Marlo and the kids, and then they all talk about them having their own experience or a family member that has had the same experience with having to get another family member's kids before. And they say that Marlo needs to just open up and lean on her village. I don't feel like, though, that's the issue with Marlo. I don't feel like it's her need to open up and she in this little bubble by herself. I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
I don't either. I think Marlo just doesn't really want them there.
I think
she got stuff to do. She can't be in Paris one day and over here this day and, doing whatever it is that she do to get her money, and then be responsible for them boys. They take responsibility. You got to wake them up. Like, like Maurice is over here, man. He got to wake up his son. You got to wake them up. You got to make them clean their room. You got to make sure they eat breakfast. You got to make sure they put a coat on. You got to make sure they brush their damn teeth because they're funky ass little boys. Do that.
And I don't even think she's doing that much. I still think that other couple is the one over there doing it.
Well, where are they at? Because then why are all the clothes on the floor? Somebody didn't tell them?
They on that other side. They on that other side. Hell, as far as I know, Marlo could have threw them damn clothes on the damn beds and made up some shit.
To make a story.
Yeah. So they ride to the cabin, which is not a cabin. It's a big old beautiful home in the mountains. Okay, it's not a cabin. We find out Sonya's coming too. She had to go out of town for iFit. She's an iFit trainer, which makes sense. I'll train with Sonya. Now that makes sense to me. I'm gonna have to look for her on iFit. And so in order to get their room, Marlo want to do this little stupid game. I'm gonna say something mean about you and about somebody, and then you tell me who I'm talking about, and then I'll give you a candle, and then you get to pick your room. I don't want to play the game because she was saying mean stuff about everybody. So afterwards, they go to dinner.
They feel like everything has to be about throwing shade.
Everything.
Leave throwing shade in 2021. Let's be done with throwing shade and do something else now.
It's too much. It's too much. It's not funny. It's hurtful. You know what I'm saying? Stop.
You could have played that. You could have did that same game with positive things to say about people. It would have been. It still would have been fun trying to figure out
who you talking about.
Right.
Nope, that didn't work. Because it's Marlo. She got to be evil all the time. She talked about her mama and her mouth. You is your mama child for real. Because your mouth is just ridiculous.
So now I'm just going to use that as an excuse in my life. And somebody says, that's fucked up. Don't do that. And you'd be like, well, my mom used to do that. So did she raise you or not? Was you in the foster home or not?
I'm so confused with that.
Was the foster care the best thing that ever happened to you or not? Because you said it was.
So as they on their way to dinner, Marlo get a text and say, somebody tell her that one of her nephews saw her leaving for the trip. So he out there at the bus stop in this cramped house, and he's seeing you riding in this little luxury car on the way to one of your adventures, child. Just horrible. So
I missed that part. So he had to watch her drive off on the thing.
He drove past his bus stop. Yeah. So she tells them about kicking them off for 30 days and how it was too much. And it's okay because my sister, who has a 2-bedroom apartment, is moving this weekend into a 3-bedroom apartment, so they'll be okay. Child. She got how many kids? Did she have 4 kids or so?
Like she tells the shit like she's a great mom. She'll be just fine. She looked tired as hell with 4 toddlers. I can't imagine being anything other than tired. And if you're asking me to take care of 2 more children, I mean, anything besides out of your effing mind, I can't.
And she had on scrubs, so she doing some kind of job where she taking care of people. Like, come on now.
You know how long hours nurses work? So are y'all using, is she agreeable because now she's using these kids as to take care of her 4 toddlers? Now the bigger boys are going to be in charge of the littler ones in the apartment.
That ain't gonna work.
They're gonna all have to come live with Marlo by the time they tear that shit up.
Man. So Marlo they at the restaurant. Marlo ordered food for Sonya because she's on her way. And Drew brings up this whole thing about Sonya telling Ross they trying to that saying to Ross that she trying to figure out how busy you guys really are. That's not what was said. So Ross, what's his name? I'm saying
Ralph.
Ross. What's his name? Ralph. Ralph lied. That's not even what was said. So quit repeating that. I'm tired of her saying that because that ain't even what she was saying. I mean, she was throwing shade, but that ain't what she said. Okay.
It wasn't that serious though.
Huh?
It wasn't like worth bringing up again.
It wasn't. It wasn't like if that you gonna keep talking about that. Let's not.
It would make more sense if you were still irritated about her uninviting you to shit. Now that would make me, for a while, I would be like, this bitch be like, come, don't come. That makes sense for you to get irritated about.
Yeah. So can you text Candy to tell her that she's there? And Candy was like, I already knew because we got the same makeup artist and they was already planning on being here. So Kenya come in, everybody excited. Yay, it's Kenya. And Marlo was ready to spit fire. Okay, she was upset how happy everybody else was to see Kenya.
Kenya don't have no problem with nobody this season. This year. And you created that.
Yeah. They asked her.
Kenya has gone through this horrible ass divorce that she's been through with this man. And she looks at that beautiful little girl and it has done something to her to make her probably feel like I ain't even trying to be like that for my daughter. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because something is definitely different about Kenya. Yeah. You know, even outside of this and just seeing her with her daughter. And I'm glad she could finally film with her because I wanted to see like just a different side of Kenya. When you got somebody like Marlo who really don't matter in your life, you ain't about to be bothered with her and that bullshit she got going on. So they asked Kenya if she gonna stay in the house, and she's like, she don't know. It depends if Brooklyn is gonna be there. Candy like, well, why not stay there with Brooklyn? Because you made a big issue with it the last time, and I was like, you did, Candy. All of y'all jumped on her because Brooklyn was there. Marlo, and I'm not gonna give her the opportunity to say she did shit for me, not nothing. Right. I don't have to stay there. I can still come film. She's not gonna be in charge of that as much as she likes to think she is. Right. I feel like she didn't say nothing about Brooklyn. She could have just been like, because I ain't fucking Marlo like that. I'm not staying in her house. Well, they want her to stay tonight because Brooklyn is not gonna be there. She's like, I'll let you know. Meanwhile, Sanya arrives, she all excited. She tells them that they have all been invited to Jamaica by her partnership with iFit, and it's going to be a couple trip. Y'all keep having a couple trips. Y'all know a couple of them ain't couple. That's inconsiderate. Don't do that. Yeah. Y'all gonna fix them up on the date? I'll find me somebody to go with. So, is old boy coming? He coming? He can't go to Jamaica. He's still on probation. Tyrone. So she said she smoked him out of her cootie cat. Oh yeah, that's right. He been smoked out. Okay. So, you know, what's her name saying like she hopes she ain't coming and take the joy away from her, run her trip, Marlo's trip. But Marlo is trying to get back to the issue with Kenya. She ain't heard nothing that Sanya done said. So she's like to Kenya, are you staying or not? Because if you're not, you can't hang out with us and you can't come to any of our activities. Okay, that's what she said. Yeah, I am. She gonna be like them twins on Basketball Wives. Yeah, fuck I am. I am. Yes. And I'm finna go put my baby suit on right now. What you gonna do if I come? Right. So look at me crazy like you do every time I enter the room. Can you break down her issue with Marlo? She's like, look here, you ain't sincere. You talking about you want to be friends, you anything but a good friend, you know, and the type of love that you have is toxic and I don't want to have nothing to do with it. She said, I forgave you for calling me a liar when I said I was having my child. And, you know, I shouldn't have forgave you for that, but I did. And then you turn around again and keep calling me liar. So I'm not dealing with you.
And this girl doubled down on it. This fool said, well, I still believe you was lying about being sick. I'm like, girl, then she going to this whole, I have insecurities, you have insecurities. Can you ain't
Why
got
you
the
keep comparing
insecurity?
yourself to me? We're different. We're not the same.
It's not. We could at least have respect for each other. She tried.
And I don't know. Okay, so Marlo, you were in. They keep saying they have similar, being raised similar. But Kenya, I don't know how involved her father was. Not probably as much as he could have been considering the situation. But she still had her grandmother, her aunt.
She was
She
raised
was
with
raised
her
with her
family.
family.
Yeah. Yeah. She was raised with everybody but her mother. She was raised with her family. So miss her with that.
Their issue is different. I get like the similarity in that not having the relationship with your mother, but we are not the same.
She's more similar to Destiny over in Huntsville, that she was with her father's side than her mother, not foster care in and out, and then you went out there robbing folks and all that shit.
And her mama,
They
and I
ain't
was
got
just
that.
gonna say that, like she said that she was taking care of her sister Crystal, but that had to be during the time when she was making all them damn mug shots too.
Well, she was, yeah, I was gonna say, because she was way older than Crystal, so she was grown. You ain't take care of her, you were just
You
buying
can't
her shit.
tell how tired Crystal looked, and you threw them children over there. You need
Child.
to send your sister to the spot. Shit.
Well, Kenya and Marlo, they go back and forth because they Marlo ain't listening. She just ain't listening. So, and Kenya's over it, and everybody was just
If
like,
Marlo's
damn.
not arguing with Kenya, then what does she have going on?
She doesn't. She
keeps
the only thing she had going on, she kicked out the house.
She's even like, I'm not gonna drive in your car, and I'm not gonna stay at your house. So you really don't have no reason to have an issue. But like you said, she got one anyway.
She got one. It don't matter what she said. And if she said, I'm staying at the house, then Marlo would have been like, she ain't staying here.
You said you weren't coming, and maybe that's her problem. Kenya stole her opportunity to tell her she can't stay at the house.
That's what it was. That's exactly what it was. Child, so that's how that episode went off. Okay. Next week, Sanya being a bone collector. I don't know why she keep doing that. Why she go back and forth? She trying to, I guess, have a spot. I wish she wouldn't do that, because she gonna talk to Kenya, then go back and take it to Marlo. That's stop Sanya.
Not between them two. Like, leave that shit alone.
Right. And then Fatoon's gonna show up, so she's coming. So they were right. So you're right. They lied. She's coming.
Coming to let everybody know whose credit report has been pulled. Who can afford their house, whose name is on the deed, who name is on their business, who's certified, who got an LLC, who got a trademark. She got all of that. So Barlow, I went on that website for archive.
Did you?
I don't qualify.
Was it working?
So I can't see anything. I don't.
Mm.
I saw Tammy Roman in a dress. I saw, What happens, like, if you don't fit those sizes? Like, are they all clothes that Marlo had at one time?
Because then you gotta be a big bitch to wear it.
Well, you can wear it, I guess, if you're a big bitch, because it can be altered, but you can't alter it because you gotta take it back, right?
You gotta give it back. Yeah. And everybody ain't shaped like all those fake.
It doesn't sound like hand-me-downs. It sounds like, can I borrow your dress for Friday night?
Yeah. She got other people's dress too, because didn't she have like J-Lo's dress? So she must buy other people's dress. I guess.
Well, I don't, like I said, qualify. I'm not anybody. So I can't really, if you want to know, you have to send an email. And
that's what she said.
I feel like that's a hard business to get into.
And this is a front, because she's getting her money some other
like one. Like, because if I go to what do you call it, Candy? What you call her thing?
Oh, Candy. The Candy, the toy thing.
Yeah. I forget. Yeah, it's right there. You can put your credit card
All
in.
of this, right, right. Yeah, it's a front. It's a front, so she can't. So you can't really see what she's really doing. You know.
And even with Drop It with Drew, like that's that lady's business. Like it's an
You know
actual
what's hers. Yeah, yeah. Well, child, let me see if he gonna do this. D, you want her to do it? You got it. He coming. All right, D, you bet. What you got to tell him to do?
Smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to our channel.
All right,
All right.
we'll see you on the next
Don't
one.
nobody do it like D do it.
Peace.